everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to my reading. So in this reading we're going to be talking about basically there's some deeper truths that are coming out now. Some of these things are going to be about balance and dharma, okay? And also I figured out what I had to do so that I can get my temple ready, my vessel, okay, so that I can get more healing and such like that, okay. Another thing is that something that came up today was someone thinking as if that they had some sort of control over me or my life or my destiny. This is someone who thinks that they're God, or see what I'm saying? It's someone who thinks that they're God, okay? I'm not someone who thinks that I'm God. I'm not God, right? That's the truth, right? There's only one. We've already clarified that before. But basically, it's someone who thinks that they're God, right? Whenever I say that, like, God gave me these abilities, God gave me my destiny, God gave me my path, God gave me myself, God gave me everything that I require to be able to walk my path and destiny, my inheritance, everything that is within me, right? With as within, so without, that was manifested as within, so without, right? God gave me all of that, right? God gave me everything, even the speech, conduct, etiquette, grace, everything that I'm communicating with, everything that I utilize, everything that I do. God produced that, okay? Manifested that, created that, allowed me to learn that, teachings of it, everything like that. God came down himself to just teach these things and build the prophecy book, Bible, so that we would know and acknowledge these kinds of things as well, right? Basically, and I find it really funny how and ironic how God really created all those people, right? And then he was like, "All right, guys, let's go." And then he came together with all his disciplinaries and disciples to write the book together, which is so adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so basically, this is going to be also about boundaries and IP addresses. So whenever we put up spiritual boundaries, or whatever we put up boundaries in general, right, they're very obvious, right? And they're also something that manifest over time on earth, okay? So these are some things that come down to grounding. IP addresses, VPNs, antivirus, stuff like that, vaccines, stuff like that, right, have been manifested through that energy of boundaries, okay? Thanks to that as well. I remember the first instances of what we would understand as boundaries would have been the mountains, right? Mountains, barriers, fences. People even started utilizing effigies and stuff like that, which is what I talk about when I say like darker energies, when the way that they feel like these boundaries are expressed through them. This is how you know how light or dark people are, is by the way that they express their boundaries. For me, for example, I make videos, I make artwork as well. Some of my artwork are expressions of my boundaries. They do work alchemically to manifest boundaries here on earth, to stop energies from trying to infiltrate me. But there's the other energy of false compromise. This is a form of empathetic release that I'm currently doing, okay, towards this energy of, towards God, obviously, but the energy is of false compromise, okay? So empathetically, since we're empathetic beings, we can feel when people have been compromising themselves and others, okay? And so as an earth angel as well, I feel when people are falsely compromising, okay? So this is something of like fraud, right? Super illegal, super bad, okay? So it's like the energy of them assuming compromise for other people, and this is what it is. It's that energy of that person or whatever the fuck they are that thinks that they can assume ownership over me in some sort of way, right? This is the same thing of like, for example, when I make artwork, right? This is the whole analogy of it. This is the clarity I'm bringing it to light. When I make artwork, right, this stuff, right, I know I'm not making it just for myself. I know for a fact that it's not for me, it's for God. Like that's 100%. And when these things get to God, it's gonna be all for God, right? So I don't hold like exclusively, I don't hold my artwork all close to my chest and stuff like that, right? Because I know that I'm going to be releasing this anyways, right? Which is why a lot of people get really attached to their materials. People get really attached to what they make. People get really attached to what they have expressed in their life. And this is because, you know what I mean? It's hard to, I feel like people find it hard, well, not me, but people find it hard to detach from the things that they've manifested and created in this life, right? Same thing with like what you call it, anything that we buy, right? We feel obviously connected to it because it is within our possession, right? But in the reality of the grander scheme of things, right? It is owned by God. And we are a form of, we are, when we possess over these things, they all return to God anyways. But this is just it's a limited edition stuff. This is why all my artwork and stuff is very limited edition and cannot be manipulated, as well as I can't be manipulated, right? So there are these energies that feel as if they can do these false compromising things. What you call it? I woke up today from a dream, right? Like, and I don't usually dream or anything, but I like in the in my REM sleep and whatnot, I suddenly saw like a little white spider. All these spiders have been like coming up. I saw a little white spider, and I know that one was specifically a spirit guide coming through as like as a form of grace and elegance in my life. And I was like, wow! Like I woke up immediately, and I was like, like I just did that shit. And then I was watching the video that I posted in my community board, right? And she mentioned me being elegant and graceful and such like that. And I was like, oh, so it was you. That was the message I was getting. So I was like, oh, okay. That's where it came from. But yeah, when it comes to that, right, boundaries that are included in that kind of situation, right, I can tell like she specifically had access to send me that message, and the messenger obviously being allowed the message to come through, right? Thank God for his messengers, which then allowed me to then process the message, right? This is basic transmission processes, right? When it comes to this IP address stuff, right, I feel as if like a lot of people have been mentioning mail, have been mentioning mail fraud, have been mentioning emails, have been mentioning cameras as well. But the reality is like IP address stuff, right? So NFTs are also a form of like receipts, right? NFTs are a form of receipts, and the addresses within that, the addresses that are within the NFT log, right? So which is within the data log of the NFT allows for proper investigation to see where it's coming from, where it's going, and stuff like that. So in case y'all don't know about NFTs, that's how it works, right? So it's like the NFTs made have then data log that allows for people to know when it was made, how it was made, or well, not technically how it was made, but when it was made, by whom it was made by, where, like not where, but how it was calculated, like where it was minted at, or let's say how it was minted, what address it came from, and what address it's going to, as well as what address it's kept at. Okay. And then through that, there's also a, the receipt of it being waged. Okay, so the transaction as well, the transaction address that it came from, the wallet address, stuff like that. So it's super deep. There's like a lot of protection. This is what I mean by also setting boundaries. This is what we manifested, which is why it's going to evolve anytime soon and over time. Anyways, right? This is also data that has been kept inside log systems. Okay, I cannot begin to explain how strenuously deep log systems have been, right? So what we know of our systems is just a tiny bit, right? But these are all residuals that had been actually picked up from Atlantis, right? Way back when we were manifesting these things, way back when. So basically when we talk about also the Akashic records, all these kinds of things make it easier for us to log into the Akashic records, the things that we manifested, as well as the details of of ownership of these items, things, and addresses and such like that. Also the times, dates, place, and all that stuff, right? This is also how we understand also portals and stuff like that. So we're really tapping into higher dimensional frequencies and understanding our own biosphere and biosystems, as well as, you know what I mean, it being literally logged into, because we know how crystals work, right? They not only absorb the energy of the environment, or at least adapt to the energy of the environment, they also adapt to the data involved, and they keep data involved, right? So like, for example, I have a lot of crystals right now, right? Not that much, but I have a lot of crystals right now that also log all the data of what has been occurring around, and what it is that is like just like also helping with the messaging systems that we have, stuff like that. People don't understand how intelligent how intelligent our crystals are, right? Thank God for these crystals. Like, these are so like important, right? If you guys ever watched The Journey, what'd you call it, to Atlantis, is that what it is? No. If you guys ever watched that journey, I forgot, it's like an animated movie, right, where it talks about this guy named, an adventurer named Milo, right? And Milo goes on this trip and finds like a hidden city, right, underwater or whatever, right? And then he meets this girl, right, who has a crystal, right? And that crystal, it helps her not only ascend in a certain manner, but it also helps with all their technology, right? They can use it as keys, they use it for doors and stuff like that. That's basically where we're going, right? We're already doing this with our phones, right? This also talks about how we've manifested. This is what I talk about when I say IP addresses and the stuff that is man-made. Like, look at how minor, how tiny that shit is, right? We basically, or human beings or whatever, man-made items are like chips and boards and stuff like that, that we made these things, microchips, boards, and all these things that like we use in our systems. It takes us, like, remember how big a computer used to be? Like, that shit was like a chunky, right? And it took forever. Meanwhile, when you look back in time, back into like ancient Egypt and the things and the crystals that we use, including some crystals that are really, really active, right, in our current modern day, that hold a lot of information, right? There, we could use a tiny piece of crystal and it becomes something that is like so generative, like so powerful. Whereas now it's like we're still trying to modernize the chips and stuff like that, and we still have to use items and elements like gold, silver, and we even have to use what is it called again? Resin, and we still utilize crystals, but this is like a way of our co-creation as well, us co-creating with Gaia. That's us forming a co-creative experience with Gaia, that's allowing us to have the idea, right? The idea came from God, obviously, for us to be able to then manifest what it is that we call our lamentation, right? That's how we're breathing, adaptation, evolution, like stuff like that, right? But then these motherfuckers that are living well, I don't know if they're living, but they seem to be living, right? They also they utilize these kinds of, equipment that we've manifested over time, things that belong to us, right? That we've already given to God and stuff like that, that is being evolutionized and adaptive at this time, to make it seem as if they can compromise with other people to co-create or do something with them, right? Which is that form of rape. It's a false compromise, right? Because they're assuming judgment over somebody else, which is also kind of like assuming that they have ownership over somebody else's soul, which is such a fucking big no-no, like such a huge no-no in reality. Like, that's them falsely idolatering like devil-like behaviors. Basically, they're manifesting through them with their idea of what a devil is, without even recognizing that God created the devil too. So they gonna meet what it is that they think that they are. They gonna meet that energy. And once they meet that energy, they're not gonna be able to return back to who they thought that they used to be, basically. And so it's been an occurrence now for me for quite some time, right? And I'm going to have to just explain this, that I've been seeing things, okay? Well, I can't explain it. I usually do see like shifts in dimensions and shit like that, but it's nothing like schizophrenia or anything like that, but it is them trying to manifest that kind of identity of personality fragmentation within me that they think that they have authority over me for, right? And this is like that energy where it's like when I'm talking about it, they now think that, oh, because I'm talking about it, it's giving them permission. But in reality, this is now why we have these terms and agreements to situations that and why we manifested terms and agreements to things, so that it's very clear what is and what isn't, right? What is being agreed to and what isn't being agreed to. Meanwhile, they completely are compromised within themselves and are not included in any kind of judgment or any kind of agreement protocol or anything like that, to where they think that they have that authority. And let me explain to y'all why, okay? An example of what it is, right? When I was a kid, every time, right, even now, every time I'm trying to do something, or anytime I'm trying to sign a contract or sign something or get into like involvement with something of a higher nature, or trying to just mind my own business or something like that, like the karmic thinks that it is their duty to like compromise all of that in an effect to make it seem as if they have some sort of sole ownership over something that isn't theirs to be in at all, right? So it's like, if I'm asking for something, right, I go directly to God, and then I start like basically making moves of what it is that I have to do by myself, right? So let's say I'm getting let's say I'm getting engaged, right? Let's say if I was previously almost engaged and stuff like that, right? And so like, let's say I'm about to get engaged or something like that. It's like they think that they have the authority to like sign the paperwork on who I'm getting married to. It's kind of like a false marriage certificate kind of situation, fraudulent marriage certificate. Since all they know is fraud and all they know is falsities, they don't know that there's actually legal stuff to do that can allow me to do what it is that I have to do legally. They only know illegal shit. They only know about how to falsely accuse somebody else of doing something so that they can get something out of it, right? That's all it is. So that's how they've been falsely compromising people. So basically, it's like the same thing with trafficking, where they feel like they can just make whatever document they want and start forcing people to sign those documentations without the permission of those that they think that they're compromising with. But the reality is that there's no real compromise there. It's not a real contract. It's not a real document. It's not a real agreement. It's not a real protocol. It's not real. But they're so desperate to make it seem as if it is, that they start trying to utilize me as a tool for them to start lying about. Because when they say, every lie, in between every lie is a truth, right? And then that's where it's like, I come in and I'm like, I am the truth. And let me tell you right now what the actual truth is about the situation and how I can bring it to light. But they don't like it when I do that, because it disillusions all the lie and shows the truth of how it is legally that things can be done, right? Within the energy of the law, right? Within the energy of positivity, within the energy of manifestation, within the energy of privilege, within the energy of destiny, within the energy of faith, right? Within the energy of grace, within the energy of mercy, right? That's where balance and dharma comes in, right? So this is also one other thing about inheritance, right? When it comes to inheritances and such like that, right? It's not only about material possessions. When it comes to material possessions, right? It talks about things that have been manifested through the physical reality that we stay in, also things that have been manifested through earth, right? Things that are more kept on a physical standpoint. It's no longer about 3D anymore when it comes to material possessions. It's more about symbiotic relationships in the 5D correlationship we have with Gaia, right? Knowing as Gaia is now elevated to 5D, there's a more deeper understanding of symbiotic relationships that we have with the materials that we have around us, because it's turning out more to be about correlationships instead of compromise. It's now like symbiotic dynamic relationships that we have with our earth, right? Whereas so I rebuke greed, right? I rebuke wrath, basically. We're gonna start with the empath's oracle, okay? So that we can tap into the empathetic release that is occurring at this time. Okay, so healing with Mother Nature. You see healing with Mother Nature. So right now we are at a healing stage. I also mentioned this in the last reading with that chatting through changes. Okay, when it comes to the way that we build symbiotic relationships, let's say like with vitamins, you know what I mean? Like that's another one, right? We know that the earth has a symbiotic relationship with the sun, even though they're two separate celestial bodies. Okay, that's also something that we need to, we're starting to understand as human beings. Technically, I'm also a celestial being, right? I'm a galactic being, so I would have to have a symbiotic relationship with the sun, right? This is why I mentioned Ra, right? This is where our energy supply comes from when it comes to our information, our downloads, and our soul essence, right? This is where God utilizes Ra to provide for us soul value, right? So somebody else, right, thinking that they have some sort of soul ownership over us, like as celestial beings, as well, it's like it doesn't make any sense, right? It really doesn't, right? Trusting in destiny here, and here's where the drama, here's where the dharma energy is. Right, and I'm correcting myself, right? I obviously always do. Usually God is the one correcting me. I then apply that. It's about the application of activity when it comes to our selective distinctions, right? So the things that we require as the distinctive traits of who we are, right? So these things cannot be taken as well. It can be maybe adapted to, it can be maybe learned from, but it can't be taken, right? It's the same thing as our soul cannot be taken. Our power cannot be taken, right? I don't even think that we could even put in our power where our power doesn't belong, because our power would just like come right back to us, right? And yeah, establishing emotional boundaries. This is what it is that has been coming up quite a bit, taking a vow, right? When it comes to these vows, right? When it comes to these vows, they want to compromise the help that we receive through other people. So they want to wager, right? They want to monger the help of others through their own system of whatever it is that they're doing. It's like a false agent energy. It's like a completely false agent, right? They want to act like that it's whatever the fuck it is, right? It's trying to act like that whatever kind of now it's all about, this is where it is. I don't do any deals or anything like that, right? So whatever help it is that they think that they're going to be mongering away from other people and trying to provide, it's like, okay, it's like a fucking dead fucking salesman or something thinking that they still have the ability to like force other people to do sales by their agency. But them and their agency are dead. So it's not going to be working, right? Choosing experiences wisely. See what I'm talking about? Like, it's one thing to stick around because you're trying to it's like that kind of energy. It's like the false idea or the false manifestation of what it is that they haven't been able to complete within their idea of their supposed life or their idea of their supposed destiny. Literally, experience the reality of change. And I say idea because it's not a real idea. It's what they're assuming to be an idea, but it's not something that has been manifested from God, right? God is the one that gives us the ideas. Whatever it is that they're doing that's a fraud and a falsity, they're really compromising people's integrity, right? By by assuming that they have the power to manifest confusion. That's really what it is. And the reality of the situation is, didn't I say that God is the one who created the devil? The same way God gave God is the one that created the devil, the same way God is the one that created humans, the same way God is the one that created angels. God created everything. So God created that person too, or that energy, or whatever the fuck that is. And we're going to find out exactly why. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Okay? So, whoa. We're getting right into it. I didn't even have to pick up the other cards. Okay. Let's see. What is this about, Holy Spirit? What is this about, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit? Yeah, so this is about emotional boundaries that were put upon the progress of our integrity, okay? So they had, okay, this is giving Karen and Shadi energy, y'all. I can't believe the audacity. It's crazy. So basically, they're so fool, right? It's like someone who feels as if they can put boundaries on somebody else's integrity. I can't make this shit up. First of all, you can't really put boundaries on somebody else's integrity, because their integrity will always overcome whatever false boundary that is. If it's a real emotional boundary, and usually it is, but in that circumstance, it's not a real emotional boundary. It's that energy of it's like that energy of like, yeah, it's that false compromise, right? It's a false compromise because it's not a real compromise. They're assuming compromise of other people's integrity to their emotional boundaries, right? So it's one thing to put up boundaries upon others and in between yourself and somebody else, so that you may then not only help them. See, the thing about boundaries is that it's healthy for both people, right? If it's parties, it's healthy for both parties. When we put boundaries upon others and ourselves, we can't put boundaries upon ourselves, but we can put up boundaries upon others, so that it's healthier for both people or both individuals to stay within their integrity, right? For example, I had an ex who ended up hitting me, right? But they also had schizophrenia, right? So I put up boundaries with that ex, knowing that it would be healthier for them to not cause any more damage to me, so that they wouldn't feel as guilty for what it is that they did, and also so that they wouldn't have to do it again, right? But I also put up the boundaries between me and them, and in that relationship that I had with them, and I also separated for them with that emotional detachment energy, right? So that I would then be able to heal and focus on myself, as well as making sure that they had more focus on themselves so that they could heal, right? That's how boundaries work, especially emotional boundaries. So both of us ended up in a better place when it came to our relationship, even though he did hit me, right? He did say things to me that I just couldn't understand. It was very nonsensical. So I couldn't really compromise with that either, right? And truly, I only compromise with God. People really think that I barely even compromise with myself. Like, I compromise only with God, usually. So that's what I mean. And that's why it's like that's why I said I can't believe the audacity, because it's like somebody really thinking that, you see, and this is my strength, literally. What is this? 6 of Swords. Yeah, so the strength, I was gonna say my strength leaving, but so it's them assuming that my strength had left me, but it's like also evolution, hermit energy here. Yeah, so okay. So manifesting strength is what's happening here. Okay, it's not leaving, it's just moving. Okay, I see. That's what it was now? Okay, thank God. Because when I say mine or my strength or stuff like that, it's obviously not exclusively to me. It's exclusive to my relationship with God. Obviously, the angels do not belong to me. They belong to God. And I just get to communicate with them in God. And that's also why it's like celebrating independence. So this is also a form of something that I've manifested. This is a manifestation that has come into a fruitfulness, right? Fruition. I can also birth them. All right, I see. So that's something that also occurs, okay? And this is so curious. This is actually so curious. With the 8 of Swords coming out here in reverse, it's like they don't understand how... It's not about understanding or understanding, right? That's really what it is. The Sun here, Ra energy. See, look at that. The Emperor with a Ton of Cups. Yeah. Okay, I was happy. Okay, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay, I'm happy. I'm really happy. So I'm happy. Anytime I see the Emperor is happy, anytime I see Divine Masculine is happy, I'm happy. Okay, and this is what it is here. Is like yeah, so they weren't able to receive okay, so what it was vows. They wanted to utilize vows, right? This is like prayers and such. Oof. Unlucky are those who don't receive prayers from God. That's the truth. That's the truth. All right, that's the truth. Unlucky are those who don't receive prayers from God. Our ability to pray, our instinctual ability to pray, as well as our ability to actually utilize the gifts of prayer and also be within prayer and meditation is such, it's like one of, oh my God, it's like one of my, like, I can't even explain it, but it's such a blessing. It brings me such awe, the fact that we can pray, just that fact that we can pray. And then the fact that we will ourselves to actually get into prayer, and then us actually utilizing that prayer to announce our praise for God. Like that's I don't like, that's like, you know, this is my genuine like my reaction to that. Like that's like, I don't like, how else could you possibly see this? Like, and this is like my question, I guess, that's really why I'm like in this mode of like really like manifesting through like adaptation and evolution of my prayer, because I know there's so many ways to pray, and I cannot wait. I can't wait, but I am waiting. But I cannot wait for more of the evolution to occur, because I'm like very patient. I'm like sitting here just like, okay, I'm really excited now. But yeah, so with Princess of Pentacles here with the Five of Cups in reverse energy, right? That's them not receiving prayer, as in they're not even receiving the ability to pray. And that's so upsetting, okay? And that comes to like, it comes to light about why. And this is possibly why they were made or something. Two of Swords energy coming through, okay? And this is what it is that they were trying to utilize in my last reading, okay? This possibly has something to do with communication, all right? Something like that, something to do with communication. So here we go. So that's why they're, yeah, see? This is about like, this is like about like flirting and stuff like that, okay? So I'm very, very careful about flirting, because I don't really flirt. I don't really know how that works, but that's probably why it's coming up as a shadow as well, because every time I would be talking to someone, especially like when I was with my ex and stuff, they would tell me to stop doing what it is that I was doing and saying that I knew what I was doing. And I don't know what it is that they were seeing or what it is that they were talking about. Like, and it's like the same thing of like, when I was a child, right? When I was a kid, actually I'm still a child, but when I was a kid, the people would be assuming, like, even like predators and pedophiles would always assume that I'm like flirting with them or something, or as if I was like trying to seduce them or something. And I never was, like, I never understood that. Like, it never made any sense to me. When I was a kid, right, the predators would be like looking at me fucking funny. I would always walk away from them. Like, I would always like find it. I would always see it. That's what I mean by decision-making skills that I had as well. I would always hide away from them. I always knew that they had some weird ass energy, and I was smart enough to figure out that they were trying to prey on me. And that's why I was like, no, I'm not trying to do any of that. Like, I'm not trying to be with that person, right? So I would always like try and I would always try to put up boundaries, right? I would always show that I was uncomfortable in a situation, and they would talk about it like I was complaining. And that's how I knew they were predators, because every time I would show I was uncomfortable about a situation, they would act like I was complaining, and then they would start trying to talk to everyone and act like I was such like a bratty person, right? But then the reality of the situation is that I didn't feel comfortable within the circumstance or the situation, so I was showing signs and I was expressing that. But then they were trying to shut me down and shut me up about it. And then they would also act as if I was seducing them when I wasn't, right? And I would just be moving along my life. So like I would be smiling like with my ex or something like that, and I'm like, stop it, right? Like, and they would be like, I would be like, that's I don't know, that's how I flirt, right? Because like you can clearly see, like y'all can clearly see when I say like, stop it, like that's their energy, because that's the only thing I know about flirting. Like, that's the only thing I know about it, because that's the only way I can actually like resonate with that energy of flirting. Like, that's the reality of the situation. That's the reality of the circumstance. Like, what do I say? Like I don't know how to initiate like romantic relationships with people. Like, that's actually a true thing I'm working through. I don't actually know how to initiate romantic relationships with a guy, with a man, other than just letting them have their way with me. Like, that's the only way I see. I don't know how it works, right? But I'm starting to like really understand that I can't be like the same thing I said in my last reading. I can't be letting them think that they can rape me, because that's not healthy for them either. And I already put up emotional boundaries upon that. So in my recent this is also I like talking about these things because it helps not just myself, but it helps other people. But in my most recent relationship, I was basically like letting them have a feel about me, but also being like, no, like, we're going to wait. Like, this is me like putting up boundaries, right? And this is like something that I've taken over time to basically make sure that they're not basically crossing their own boundaries as well as not crossing my boundaries, right? So that also establishes a healthy connection between me and the other person. So this is like a soul, yeah, look at this judgment with the, yeah, so this is judgment with the Eight of Pentacles. This is like success. Yeah, you see, this is like success when it comes to closing out cycles, when it comes to emotional boundaries in relationships, and accepting accepting, look at this, accepting like this is like vitality, as well as accepting like, what is it called again, like a fun kind of energy, but not, this is not just fun, it's like a vibrant kind of energy, is it? Yeah, it's like accepting like a vibrant like energy, stuff like that. Okay, but Nine of Cups with the Knight of Swords here, right? That's why also whenever I'm in a relationship, I like guys who tend to be more dominant in a relationship, because then I'm able to like, you know, just feel like be myself and feel more relaxed, because then I don't have to feel like I have to do as much to make it like, to show that like I'm okay with them, like, you know what I mean, without, you know, I mean, compromising, because that's really what it is, that the energy, the temptation about it is that they want me to compromise, but it's not them, right? It's whatever the fuck it is that thinks that they have some sort of, you know, authority over me, or whatever the fuck, when God is the only one who has authority over me. So it's coming into light what this energy is when it comes to romantic relationships, love, connections, basically love connections, fruitfulness within the relationship. And yeah, you see, it's something about like seeing, like getting a hint, right? Like, I don't really know, like when, okay, so maybe it's that also I don't know when guys are flirting with me. I don't really get guys that flirt with me, so I don't really know. Like, usually, like, I get like irked. Like, I don't like it. Like, the way that, I think it's because the way that guys flirt with me, it doesn't resonate. Like, I don't really like it. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just like, yeah, that's just my like teenage energy as well. Maybe that's what it is as a teenager, like when I was a teenager, I didn't really have a lot of guys flirting with me, so I don't really know how that was like. I had guys confess to me, like, this is why I really love Japan. This is why I really love Japan, because it's so obvious when a guy is like, when a guy likes a girl, or when a girl is like liking a guy or something, because they just confess, or they like give them like chocolates or flowers and gifts or something, right? For me, in order for me to get gifts or anything like that, I had to work. Like, I had to work for any gifts that I was gonna get, right? I had to prove to myself that I was deserving of any gifts, because when I was a kid, I didn't really get gifts. The stuff that I would get, like, that was basic. Like, so they would give me like food, and they would be like, I needed to be grateful for that. They said that I had to be grateful for that because that was their gift to me. So that's what I mean by that karmic ass energy. They made it seem as if the basic things that are required to be provided for me were like gifts that they had like supreme authority over me with. And I was like, no, that's God who's allowing you do that so that you can then provide that. And honestly, I'm seeing it more of a privilege now. Like, I think it's such a great privilege to have a kid. Like, and I think it's such a great privilege to also be able to feed your child. Like, that's such a privilege. I think that it's so like amazing and fantastic for a parent to be able to take care of their child. Like, that's such a privilege, not just for the child, but for the parents. That's what I'm trying to say. It's for the parent that it's a privilege for. I think it's a privilege for parents to be able to take care of such innocent and fragile divine beings, right? I think it's so amazing that we get to really watch our children grow up and become something of themselves and really make decisions for themselves. Like, I think it's so beautiful. But basically, there's something weird about that energy when it comes to like flirting and such like that. I never really understood it. Like, I never really, cycle complete. I never really, I never really saw like what it is. That's like, what's this? Yeah, and that's really what I built like my relationship upon, on when it came to, So this is about looting, right? Yeah, it's about looting. This is because the world came out here. So it's like I picked up information that I understood, lessons that I already learned about this planet, about the earth and stuff like that. And I evolved with it, and I grew up with that, right? And that's how I also established a relationship with God when it came to who I am. That's also within my relationship with the fruits of my labor and stuff like that, right? This is that symbiotic relationship. That's exactly how I got into the position of being, funny enough, a King of Pentacles energy. And I didn't think that, you know what I mean? That's also like, it's really funny. It's really funny, but there's a deeper purpose within the King of Pentacles energy. The King of Pentacles energy is gender fluid, okay? That's the truth about the King of Pentacles energy, is gender fluid energy. So in that gender fluidity as well, it's the energy of company and firm and stuff like that, which is also energy of, okay, so Jesus Christ is taking over this one. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, this is basically why it was coming out like this, because in the world, right? The worldly way of seeing it is that for the longest time, it seemed as if women weren't gonna be able to hold up their own corporate energy or their corporate ladder, right? Men were constantly putting women down when it came to owning their own business or putting it into themselves, a company, just like making of themselves something that is sustainable, even though it was established and co-created with God. For example, I established and co-created my company with God, right? Like very, very seriously. But now Jesus Christ is coming into that energy to help with my company. Yeah, thank you, God. I love you. Okay. So with the Two of Pentacles energy here, it's basically saying that this was the main issue happening, right? I had to earn all my rewards. I had to earn all my gifts. I had to earn everything, right? This is also why I don't really have any karmic debt and I have so much dharma, and it comes with balanced energy, right? So, those entities or those people or those individuals that think that they have ownership over what it is that I manifested, over what it is that I co-created, over everything that I even manifested in my past, because this isn't the first time I've done it like this. I've done it like this in plenty of lifetimes before, right? But yeah, with that energy coming through here, it's like these people assuming that I had received anything that I had received through the same way that they received it, and that I made better decisions than them, which I would have. But you know what I mean? Like, if I got what it is that they got, I would have made decisions that they couldn't even possibly imagine in their fucking life. But I didn't get what they got. I had to take and make it out of by myself from scratch, or even from nothing, quite literally from nothing, being the word and everything, right? And this is what it is right here. So this is what that energy is. Remember this right here from the last reading? They are basically, whatever that is what they were trying to copy off of the trait. So this is a trait, okay? Now we're here. So when it comes to traits and it has a lot to do with essence, okay? And when it comes to do with essence, this is why possibly Jesus Christ is stepping in, and also Archangel Michael for sure coming through with my inner child stuff as well. And there it is, Queen of Pentacles and Princess of Wands, and having to raise myself, and the compassion I had to put upon myself, and the healing values I had to put upon myself. These things, like, these are the vows that are also included within our prayers when we pray, how spirit guides, ancestors know that it's us that is praying, right? So these are obvious truths that are within our traits, right? So they were trying to mimic and copy the traits that are, right, within us, and the things that we say to basically compromise those vows, right? Which I now put up boundaries upon compromise. I put up boundaries upon compromise. I put up boundaries upon compromise. I already did this though. And that's what it is that they are, that they were trying to see, that they weren't letting those traits come back to us once they've been surrendered. And to surrender all my traits to God. I surrender them to God, because that's really what it is that they were seeming to access. And it was only seeming to access as a trick, right? It's a very stupid trick, honestly. It's like they pretend as if they have access to what it is that we it's childish, okay? It's something that's done to, it's peekaboo energy, right? They act as if they have seeming access to what it is that we are endowed with, in order for them to make something seem as if that they have it. That's it. You see, they are making it seem as if they have it, and that's how they're compromising themselves, because they don't know that they don't have it, because they're delusional as to think that they do. And that's how they compromise themselves. See? And now this is where the Dharma energy and the balance comes in. Okay, so this is what we're balancing out now. Yeah, this is what it is. It has to do with, see? Look at this right here. So there is an energy here. Okay, so this is the energy right there. It's so you guys know this, okay, here it is. It's definitely about our vessels and temples and the way that we are built, okay? That's one. What's that about, Holy Spirit? What's that about? It's about the nurturing aspects. Yeah. It's about the nurturing aspects of our aspects. That's what it is, aspects. Them trying to I don't know. What's that about, Holy Spirit? What is this? What is this? Hermit, Nine of Wands energy. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. It's like, yeah, see, Five of Swords coming through. This is what I'm talking about. So it's like forcing, yeah, that's what it is. So a while back, a long time ago, I used to have people ask me how they can do something, or for some sort of advice, right? So that's somebody trying to build advice off of the advice I'm building, and it's really sneaky. I just don't fuck with that. I put up, yeah, see? That's the truth. I can't make this shit up. It's like, I feel like I can't really say much about it, because like, it's that kind of energy. That's why I said I can't believe the audacity. It's because it's because it's pathetic, okay? Because it's not done properly. It's improper, irrational behavior. Not only is it improper, irrational behavior, it's truly improper and irrational behavior, but it's also very distinctually stupid. Like, it's very, very pathetic. And it has a lot to do with cowardice. Yep, that's the truth. And it's see, and it was an illusion. It has a lot to do with cowardice, see? And it's because it's like someone trying to get into a club, right? And the bouncer is kicking them out, right? And is saying no, that they can't come in. But the person is trying to like, the person is like but the person is trying to like compromise with the bouncer and trying to bribe them, and but the bouncer has explicit rules not to accept any bribes, and that per every bribe that they take down, as in like they put down and they don't take, they get paid 10 times more the bribe. You know what I mean? So the integrity of the bouncer is also something that's really important, because the bouncer could, after all, decide that, you know what I mean, that they could keep raising the price of the bribe and then turn it down and then tell the person paying them the after amount of the bribe that they didn't take, right? But that's also why hiring people with the high integral value is so important, right? So it's like kind of that energy. It's like they think that they have like all like so that they think they're so smart. Yeah, look at that shit. This is what it is that they're going through now. They've been slowed down. But basically, they okay. So this is what it is that they were really going through. It's creative blockages, and these creative blockages stop them from. Didn't I say it has to do with the vows and stuff like that? They haven't been able to see why prayer is so important. They haven't been able to, so they really have creative blockages that stop them from experiencing and expressing the realities that are. And why is that actually? And I'm sure there's a really good reason for this, okay? Why is that? Holy Spirit. Yeah, they must have acted. Yeah, like I said, that's true. They were trying to act as if they had ownership over something. So it was a thief. They had attempted to steal some possibly timing, okay? Some patience, some timing, some virtues. They were attempting to steal the image of virtues. That's what it is. Ooh, this is gonna get ugly. As in like whatever that is, that Five of Wands energy is gonna get real ugly, because we have paintings of but I'm sure that those we did have permission for that, right? Yeah, we did have permission for that, right? Yeah, we did. We have paintings of virtues, obviously. We have paintings, well, at least of angels, right? We have artwork of people, paintings, likeness of being. Okay, so we have images of likeness that we are allowed to register within our reality through our co-creation of, not co-creation, but our co-manifestation of those images. That's co-manifestation. Co-manifestation. Ew, co-manifestation. Yeah, so basically, hold up. Let me see. Co-manifestation. Ayo, co-manifestation. Ain't that the spirit of prophecy? Ayo, Jesus. Let's go. Oh, tower moment. Okay, I'm so excited. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so basically, the Nine of Pentacles here with the Five of Wands energy. Yeah, Two of Cups. That's what it is. It's been disillusioned. What this Two of Cups energy truly is, as well as co-manifestation. Oh, look at this freedom. I recently changed my mind about Beyonce. Okay, so freedom. All right. Basically, you know what the Two of Cups, why I always stood up for the Two of Cups energy, why I really always love the Two of Cups energy, because it reminds me of taking wedding vows. Whenever someone is in the, whenever the two people are getting married or engaged, right? They always hold their cups together like that before they drink. And then that's also like a pronunciation of their love. And that's really nice. So it's like a talking of partnership and stuff like that. So it's so cute. And I also really like the depiction of this here, because instead of the Two of Swords, which is what people have been really thinking that a relationship is, which is actually conflict and social conflict, right? And conflicting thoughts, ideas, and memories and stuff like that, right? This right here is like showing how like each of the cups belong to them, right? But they're also like having this like idealized rotation of partnership, which is so cute, right? I really love these card decks. I really love this card deck. Like, I honestly really love the design of it. That's why I can't wait to make my own, because I cannot wait to share my ideas of of what it is that how God has shown me the tree of life, and just the way that you know what I mean, it's been expressed, so that I can express more of it and have others also legally express their integrity as well, which is super pretty. Okay, it's super pretty. But whatever that is right there with the Five of Wands energy and the Nine of Cups, it definitely has to do with reception, okay? Receptivity of timing, okay? Receptivity of timing. 1044 is speaking of timing. Yeah. It's like what's being brought into enlightenment about this is the complacency again. Complacency when it comes to time, okay? Maybe this is about scheduling. Complacency when it comes to scheduling. So possibly someone thinking that they have some sort of power to schedule my timings. Yeah, okay. So this is what it is. I was being very kind to those that I would talk to and the people that I was with and stuff like that, right? And my exes and such, right? I would always give them the leeway to, you know, do like this is what it is. It's not about giving them the leeway. It's more about like allowing their peace to like be there, right? And rest. Basically, it's not even just it's not even just allowing. Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, this is like a lot of healing occurring right now, but it's like yeah, look, healing away from these illusions. That's what it is. So it's about, oh my goodness, give me a second. I already surrendered that to God though. Yeah, and go and ask God for it. I don't know where. Oh my God, I don't know what the fuck. Here's what it is, okay? Some of these people that try to attack me and stuff, right? They lose a little bit of their energy. They lose a little bit of their essence. They lose it. This is why I don't be. This is why I rebuke wrath all the time. I try not to be. This is why I always, like, whenever I get angry and stuff like that, I ask for forgiveness as well, because, like, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Sometimes these people, right? They like to cause anger in others, and it's their own anger that they're projecting. But for me, whenever they project that anger onto me, and not only that, but whenever they're trying to make it seem as if I'm giving them the energy that they sent out, right? And in reality, it's actually my energy. They can't handle my energy, whether it's a residual or not. They can't handle it. So they end up so it ends up coming back to me anyways. That's dharma as well, balance as well. My energy comes back to me anyways, but then their energy that they've now expenditured, right? They think that they're gonna get it back from me, and honestly, I send it right to God. So they don't even get their energy back until God releases it to them, right? That's why they also have karmic debt, right? That's also it's the same thing with like that, right? I mentioned the karmic, like trying to hold finances also, or financial ability, basically, financial capabilities actually, to force compromise, false compromise my values and integrities. Integrities. Okay. Multiple moral standpoints. All right. Thank God. Thank you, God. But yeah. But this is what it is right here. This is what's changing. It comes into the Queen of Cups energy. I mean, it's Queen of Cups. Okay, Queen. So Queen of Cups energy, huh? Why did they do that? Princess of Cups energy here is like intuitive abilities, right? Oh my God, it's God. Do you see how they're trying to annoy me? obviously. They're trying to force annoyance so that it would seem I don't have time for this, all right? I don't have time for that. Please, what's going on there, Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father? What's going on there? Yeah, look. They're trying to, like, expedite. That's what it is. They're trying to expedite my charity and kindness as a form of wager to their lives. That's how they will lose their lives. I was gonna come about here and explain to people, like, these people who are trying to compromise their lives to receive some sort of charity from me, they are losing their lives, and the charity is going to God, because they can't be trying to steal that shit from me. But that's basically what it is, because then I'll still receive charity. I'll still be receiving. That's the thing about receptivity. They're trying to, yeah, you see. And then they're trying to do the same seductive ass shit with me. Look at this card. Can you tell I was angry at this? But basically, this is what I mean. They're trying to expedite through seduction. I don't even believe in seduction. Like, I don't even understand it. Like, I don't get this. See, cycle complete. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, whenever I'm, like, talking about my only and stuff like that, like, actually have put in work to get what it is that I'm getting. Like, it's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. It's like, do these people not have work? Have they never had jobs in their lives or something? Yeah, it seems like they have. Look at their ancestors telling me that they actually did have jobs, and they don't even know why they're behaving like that. That's what they're saying. Like, Hermit energy. Yeah, King of Swords energy. Yeah. It's showing here, and they were very happy with their jobs too, but they possibly didn't give gratitude. So that's what it is. Look at this. I'm coming to myself now. But what'd you call it? Yeah, 8 of Swords. So this would be the energy of the Temple as well. So they didn't enjoy. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm talking about by spoiled. Yeah, you see, it's about responsibilities. They wanted more responsibilities in their lives, but they can't handle it due to their yo, you know what it is? It's like them taking something that they thought that they were receiving for granted, and then when it gets taken away from them really thinking that them really begging for it back because they really need it later. But this is also why they then fall into those patterns of greed, because that's really greedy, right? It was greedy for them to think that it was for granted, right? That they took those things, right? As in, like, see what I'm saying? They're trying to put it on me, but I said it first. So it was greedy for them to think that they could take something that God was giving them for granted. And then it was also greedy for them to try and hold somebody else's investments as if it was theirs. And then it was also greedy for them to hoard the same things that they thought that was theirs that they stole, and then also taking them for granted at the same time. Like, that's like a lot of greed, and I'm going to be surrendering all of that to God as well. Yeah, look at this right here. Oh, why is it in reverse? My bad. Yeah, releasing emotional weights. That's basically what it is. I knew it. They were trying to burden me with their fucking greed. Oh, there it is again. Look at this. Healing with Mother Nature in reverse, because they refused to heal with Mother Nature. They took their mother for granted. That's sad as shit. That's sad as shit. Star energy here. That's sad as fuck. They must have thought that I was doing that. I wasn't. I was most definitely not doing that. The karmic, right, who was trying to play the role of my mother, right, who ended up really losing out on all the benefits of being a mother, really. The only thing that I really learned from them that I'm really thankful to God for is when they were constantly taking away my gifts, right? Anytime I would get a gift, they would try and take it away. Every time I would get something, or anytime I would get anything at all, like toys, presents, anything, even if it's from them, like, honestly, anything that would also help with my life, anything that sparked joy in my life, anything that would bring me happiness, anything that I was emotionally connected to, right? They would take it away from me. Because they didn't like it when I was happy, I guess. I'm still happy, but they didn't like it. That's why they were stealing from me regularly. They still keep on trying to steal from me regularly. They stole from me last year. They kept on trying to steal from me. They're trying to steal documentations from me as well. And they still have my documentation that they stole from me, right? Which is what is also causing people to think that they can spread rumors about me when it comes to my documentation, which is super fucking annoying because, like, obviously the government has copies of all my documentation. Not even copies, they have the originals of all my documentation, and technically we just have the copies if you really think about it. But that's the reality of the situation. So this is about government personality as well, government personnel, okay? This is also about governing. So when they were taking away all those stuff, it really taught me how to detach. So I was like in training. For me, I was like, oh, this is like ninja training. Like, I didn't take it personally, but I kind of did. I mean, it hurt, right? But so were all the lashings and beatings and murders that they were, and killings that they were trying to do, and like burning at stake and everything. That definitely hurt, but you know what I mean? I guess it is what it is, isn't it? And I really didn't take it for granted. I was like, okay, so whatever lesson it is that I'm learning it for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I took that shit. I'm pretty sure I ate that shit up. But then later on, when I started growing up and I realized that those things were just like gonna help me actually, like, and I was gonna help me faster than the way that I did it, I was so upset because I was learning stuff already so fast. I was like, wait, I could have been faster. Like, I could have been like, I didn't know that. Like, I was like, whoa, like, I definitely am gonna be coming back. Like, that's I was like, yeah, and that's what it is that they don't wanna, that's what it is that they're trying to control. And it's like, they don't have sovereign authority over that. They don't even understand how that works, right? And this is what it is that, this is what it is that they thought I was building. That's crazy. They thought I was making a time travel machine or something. Why in the fuck would I do that? Why the fuck would I ever do that? And here's the Queen of Cups energy. Why in the fuck would I ever do that? Why in the fuck? Do you think that we didn't learn the lesson from Tesla when y'all did that shit? Why in the fuck would I do that? Huh? Why in the fuck would I have ever done that? This is my real Queen of Cups energy. There is no way in on earth that I would build a time travel machine. Okay? Not for anyone. Not even for myself. I am a time traveler. I don't have to express it through machines and machine work. Even though I like machines, I feel like the clock was one of the most, like, the digital clock was one of the most risky things that human beings really made in their life. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. The clock, yeah, one of the most, like, and not even like, because the sundial is different. The sundial is different. A clock, yeah, one of the riskiest things to ever be made. Yeah, this is one of my truths that I know for a fact. The Hermit here with the Hanged Woman in reverse with 3 of Cups. Yep, look at this shit right here. They think that they're gonna be able to make it. Okay, like, that's not. I'm not saying like you. This is one of them energies. This is like the same thing that back when Christopher Columbus thought that he was the genius, right? And he came into America thinking that, like, look at America now. Look at America now. Acting as if this was some sort of new world or something. Look at America now. You don't think that we could have evolved way faster if they had just listened to their queen when they said, don't go there and do that? That's a bad idea. But they thought it was such a grand idea, and look what happened. It seems like they're really not learning that lesson. They're like, but don't you think that, I don't know, we were here already. We were already here. There were plenty of people here before they decided to come in. People want to talk shit about it, talk about some like diseases. Those diseases came from the same place that y'all came from. When the Christopher Columbus and them came, did y'all forget about the bubonic plague? And that's just one. The Black Plague, that was the other one. The fuck? Like, they just forgot? Like, okay. So it seems like that's really the battle. That's really what it was. They wanted to take a part of the celebration of something that hasn't been made, will not be made, and hasn't been registered to be made. Like, maybe not on this planet. You know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't work the same way on this planet. Like, maybe that's why Elon is trying to do. Yeah, my generative abilities, my generational wealth is coming through now. Generational wealth is coming through now. I don't know what in the fuck they thought that they were gonna do. Look, Mother Nature is so against that. That's what it is. They weren't healing with Mother Nature. They weren't utilizing their gifts. Look, cleansing mind, body, and spirit. They really were conquering social anxiety. They're so slow. Let's talk about it. They're so slow. That's why I say they're stupid. Because stupidity was one step closer to retardation. And descending is nothing like retardation. Let me explain to you. Descending and ascending is completely different. You can descend by will, and you can ascend by will as well. Retardation is pretty much something that is like a curse. Look, dynamic confidence, that's what it was. Celebrating the words diversity. I don't know. Words diversity, yeah. My diversity, yeah. Awareness of cosmic influences. So this is what it is. They were trying to act as if they were the cosmic influence. It was someone that was trying to act like they were cosmic influence. I'm also a cosmic being. Don't get it twisted. I can ascend there. Look, accepting the past. See? And that's really what it is here. Is that they wanted to accept my past. That's what it is. They wanted to accept my past like it was there. Like it was so hard for them to accept who I was and who I am and who I will be. Yeah, they're really delusional. They're really starting to go through it now, realizing they really had no authority over me. Yep, look at this. Liberation away from those things. They really had no authority over me. They really had no authority to think even of sacrificing. I don't think their sacrifices were ever even valid before they even thought to try and make it seem as if they could sacrifice me. All sacrifices go to God. I don't know what they thought. The sad part is when it's not accepted. And that's the truth about it. That's one way to piss God off, is try and literally sacrifice his child. That's stupid. That's retarded. Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and 10 of Cups. Yeah, these are like, this is like also the energy of justice coming through, collective. So yeah, there's justice coming through now for the collective as well when it comes to the information that is being redeemed. This is redemption. It's our redemption arc. It's our redemption arc. Ooh, it's our redemption arc. Da 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 da. Redemption arc. Ooh, okay. All right. Jeez. All right. Wait, I've spelled this correctly. My bad. My apologies. There we go. So when it comes to these IP address stuff that's been occurring, that's what it really is about translation as well. And yeah, look forward to the volume of the fruits of your labor increasing. Okay, yeah. So that's another thing. Okay, look forward to your offerings increasing. Look forward to what you're going to be able to provide increasing. They were trying to cause a lot of issues to what we can provide and offer. This is due to that empathetic release that we're doing right now, okay? Because the false compromise within them is basically us feeling as if we didn't have what it took or what it takes to offer what we require to offer to God through our ancestors or through ourselves or something, right? But that's being cleared out at this time with these boundaries here. Yep. With 9 of Cups, Strength, and 3 of Pentacles, this is what it is that is being understood. Oh, hi, family reunion. That's what's happening right now when it comes to acknowledging. So this is like acknowledging. I just did that. Acknowledging our dharma and our balance, okay, through the redemption of our fertility as well, right? It's like we were feeling as if we had to do more, or we were feeling as if we were just feeling their feelings, but they wanted us to feel our their feelings for them. And now we're starting to put a boundaries upon that compromise where we feel our feelings and they gotta feel theirs. And that's not a wager, it's just a fact. Okay, we gotta feel our feelings, they feel theirs. Okay, we feel our feelings, they feel theirs. If we can't handle our feelings, we can turn to God. If they can't handle their feelings, they need to go speak to God. All right. But they can't be trying to copy and mimic us. They got to figure it out by themselves. And that's a fact. Okay. That's my Queen of Cups energy. You see, now it's coming out like this because in reality, it was truly ignorant. It was truly ignorant for them to assume that we were going to have to fight for something. Yeah, look. Cycle complete. That we were gonna try and fight for something that we already I can't make it up. I can't make it up. As if I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to say those words. Yeah, look at that. It's definitely that energy right there. So it's this is what it was, because the Virgo energy was coming out injured and harmed. It's that because Pisces low vibrational Pisces is Virgo. Low vibrational Virgo is Pisces. Okay, and when it comes to that energy, it's like, yeah, experience as well. Yep, experience. That's what it is that they were trying to compromise. They were compromising their own experiences to assume liability of other people's freedom. That's what it is. They were assuming other people's freedom as liable to their compromise. And that's what was causing them so much grief and adversity. I can't make it up. But yeah, but this is what's coming through now, where it's talking about symbiotic dynamic relationships that we've been able to. Okay, so that's a better that's a better way to see it. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Symbiotic relationships that we can acknowledge on earth, that then provide us justice over time, that then allow us to learn lessons so that we are then evolving through with God. Amen. And that's it. And that should stop any kind of throat chakra attacks that would have been happening in the collective. Okay, so these are yeah, that's it. Community resilience accommodated for. There you go, collective. Okay, that's it. Because yep, now there's an ascension happening for the timing. Okay, timing of things. Okay, ascension happening when it comes to some of our ancestors. Some of our ancestors are starting to ascend now. Okay, and purifying and healing. Some of our ancestors are being put to rest, as in a good way, as in being purified and cleansed and being put in bliss. Okay, that's what it is, being put inside bliss, so that they may then because they have served their purpose. Basically, some of our ancestors have served their purpose. That's so good. Thank you, ancestors. Thank God. I'll see you guys up there. Okay, so that's basically what's coming up now. Yeah, that's the truth. Yep, and that's something that, look at that. Oh, okay. And yeah, there's a deeper purpose to what is going to come about next. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. And the release of whatever exploitation of charity is that they were doing. Yep. Because that's what it is that they were doing. False partnerships. They were trying to accommodate for false partnerships. Look. They were trying to accommodate for false partnerships. But in reality, they were housing principalities. But then these are not principalities. They come out like this because the angels are telling me this. But that's basically what it is. They were assuming that some angel... Ooh, I don't even want to tap into that. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm out. But the messenger is here. And see, this is how I know. The messenger is here to say that, yeah, no, I'm seeing this correctly. They were housing principalities and powers. But they were trying to manifest messengers. That's crazy. This is manifestation? Oh. Yeah, look at that. You see? This is how I'll be learning lessons. Okay, so this is really cool. Yeah, they'd be trying to okay, so I don't really get impressed by this stuff, but since it's God, I am impressed by that, right? Since God is the one that's sending the message and providing this wisdom and stuff, I would be impressed by that. Why wouldn't I be impressed by that? That's very impressive, God. That's basically what I'm saying. But this is what it is right here. This is the final message. 7 of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So this is what's next for the collective. Altruism is going to be at high topics, okay? Altruism, humanitarianism, okay? This is stuff that are going to be accounted for at this time, okay? Altruism, humanitarianism. Because the reality of humanitarianism is that it also accommodates for the environment around us. It's not just about helping other human beings. It's also about helping clean the earth. Recently, I saw that one of the oceans had been completely cleared out. Okay, finally, from all the dirt and stuff like that. And I know we shouldn't be like, whatever. It's other people who didn't do that nonsense, who didn't dirty the ocean, who are cleaning it up, right? That's also a form of humanitarianism because they're cleaning up after other people, right? That's also a form of them symbiotically having a relationship with the earth, right? That's something that's good for good in general, I guess. Just righteous in this form. I see that as that, right? But I'm giving it to God. So altruism, humanitarianism, and charity work. Because charity work doesn't always have to do with money. And people who only care about that think that money is all that it is. But in reality, charity work can be so much more than that. And that's what it is that's coming through here, okay? That's basically what this was about when it came to my company. It was my charity work that I was planning on doing that was being seen as imbalanced due to the fact that it didn't really have anything to do with money, okay? But now it's being put upright because it's being accounted for what I used to do when it comes to volunteering work and volunteering service. Yep, and that's the energy now coming through. Yep, see two of Pentacles, see right there, and the Emperor. So let's get I can't. But yeah, this is also about hold on. Before I finish this reading, I want to see what this 2 of Pentacles with the Emperor and the Queen of Wands is here. What kind of relationship this is. Oh Lord, I knew it. Look at this coherence. I'm done. Thank you, God, through chakra. Oh, thank you, God. I just knew it. I just knew it. Coherence. Oh my God, that is a turn on. Stop. You see, I can't. Oh my gosh, I need to stop saying that. Okay, let me stop. Okay, so that's what it is now. Okay. Oh, it's done. Broken that curse. Okay, it's done. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let me go.